Mike. Oh man, this joint is all frozen. Take that off. That joint's frozen. Okay. Am I good? All right, I'm good. So let me see. Let me see how it looks on Twitch. All right. Get in here. Come on, get in here. I was gonna go live from my phone, but my phone was acting interesting. So let me see. All right, we good. Okay, cool. So, all right, bet we good. So today or this morning, I'm going to talk about my spring league experience. For those who don't know, I am an NFL free agent. So, I still currently play football. I do a lot of traveling for football, working out for teams, etc., etc. This was actually in 2020. So we're gonna start off with actually playing the clip. Um, Maybe I shouldn't play the clip first. Yeah, I'll play the clip first. So I'm gonna play the clip first. There's no audio, and I'm the guy that ultimately gets hit in this clip. So we're gonna play the clip first, and then we're gonna talk about it. Stop playing, man. What the hell is the clip? All right, there we go. Here's the clip. Bung. We'll play. It's gonna play. It repeats. Now, for those of you who have any familiarity with football, this is a dirty hit. The ball, you can see it better from here. The ball is still in the air. I didn't touch it. Boom. I never touched the ball. Now, we may have some people who don't watch football, who don't know football well, but the punter, the punt returner or kick returner, no matter what situation it is. Okay, we'll take that off. The punt returner or kick returner is live when he touches the ball. You can do whatever you want to him. You can hit him. You can tackle him. You can do whatever you want to him. But that's only when he touches the ball. That's it. So, in that situation, what makes that dirty is that I obviously never touched the ball. I was defenseless. And if we had been in the NFL and not the spring league, that guy not only gets flagged, he also gets suspended and fined. Because I could have been, I did get concussed on that play. I could have been paralyzed from that play. And I also, crazy enough, I also missed the rest of the spring league. For those who don't know, the spring league is the closest thing you get to, well, at least at the time, it's the closest thing you get to a what they call like the D League of the NFL. It's closer than you have to that. And so I was there competing, and by that day, I started to get my groove. I had shown that I was one of the better punt returners there, one of the faster, quicker guys there. So I shown at that point, so I was getting my opportunity. And so I was excited. I started getting my groove. I understood the playbook at this point. I knew where I was supposed to be, my position and everything. I was feeling good about the situation. And then that happens. So fast forward. And I'm supposed to have way more slides than this, though. And that kind of pisses me off. I'm not going to lie. Can I change this layout? Because the layout is effed up. Whatever. It's still. I'm supposed to have other screens, and I can't find any of those screens, bro. Whatever. So anyway. That happens. So let me give you some backstory to all of the entire spring league event, the entire spring league experience. So let's go ahead and talk about that. While we're doing, I'm going to play some music in the background. I have music of my own that I can play. My own songs. If you haven't checked out my songs, please go do so. I'm going to play highlight tape in the background. Make sure it's low. Let me check it out. Make sure it's low. Let me check it out. All right. Okay, it's pretty low. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. But I think it's low enough. So anyway, that's Jack. That's Highlight Tape. One of my favorite records of mine. But so the road to the Spring League was interesting because I applied for the Spring League 3 times before that. There's the application process. And there's politics involved in that because it's just like everything else. Obviously, they want certain names. They're big names there. I'm not a big name. I'm not mad, right? So I got in there in the 3rd or 4th try. I didn't have the money. I think it was like $2,700, man, or something like that. So I made a GoFundMe, and I was still. I got a lot of donations. Shout out to everybody that donated. So I got a bunch of donations. Pardon me. I got a bunch of donations, and got the money. Well, I got close to the money. We get to the Spring League. They accept. I might have been like $500-600 short. We get to the Spring League. Get to the Spring League. We end up finding out that this was the craziest part of it. We end up finding out that we were promised 3 meals. We got 2 meals a day, not 3. We got 2 meals a day. But I'm missing the key part. I made a friend there. Me and him were already cool, but we became friends there. We get to the hotel, and whenever I travel, I have this thing where I'm broke. I don't understand what's going on. I be game planning for this event, whatever it is, and I always end up like short on money. So I get there, and the hotel, I think it was like $40 a night, but it was like a $100 deposit. I was out of money at that point. I'm like, man, I got there a little early the day before, so I'm thinking like, why not get there, book a room. So my man Rel, at this time we were cool. It says $100. Rel just cashed at me $100 on the spot. So I was able to get my hotel room that night. I slept well. Next day we had practice. I'm looking around all the guys. You see it. If you're a football player, any kind of athlete, you see your guys who kind of try to sell them, who try to like implement themselves in that way. Even when they're not really that good of an athlete, they try to implement themselves in that way. So, so that's going on. You see a whole bunch of guys. You got guys there from all over the place. You got probably some of the biggest humans I've ever saw. Because those linemen, when I say those linemen were huge, I mean those linemen were literally massive. They were massive, dude. Like, I'm not. The size of these people, like their calf muscles. Let me put some of my highlights on. Actually, I'll play my football highlights in the background as we talk. How about that? And so these dudes were massive, bro. This stuff is copyright, so I can't play like that with this one. Make sure I get it. No. There we go. Let me start that over for you. So anyway. So looking around, I end up meeting Deshaun Jackson's brother, Byron Jackson. Right? Now the way that went down was that I looked over and I noticed him. I recognized him from one of Deshaun's videos, but I wanted to play it off. So I approached him respectfully. I said, "Hey, how you doing, brother? Do you play? Like, you have any?" I said, "Do you have a brother in the NFL?" He said, "Yeah, Deshaun." And we clicked because my real name is Baron Jackson. For those who don't know, and his name was Byron Jackson. Eerily similar. He lost his father. I lost my father. Very similar stories. Obviously, both football players. He took a liking to me, which is dope. He was actually the one that put the, believe it or not, he actually had told, he put the word in me he put the word in for me at the Spring League, that let the guys know, hey, he can play punt return. He's going to be a hell of a punt returner. So, yeah, we did that, and that was dope. First day of practice, I'm nervous. I'm nervous before every game. I'm nervous as hell. But I made about 5-6 catches that practice. So it's not like I was nervous and didn't play it. Well, I was nervous and I made a bunch of catches. Um, I did all right. Second day, I did good, but then all of a sudden I had a big drop. I'm talking like it was one of those. If you play the game, it was one of those drops that only happens because you know you caught it. So you get too cocky, you take your eyes off the ball, and then you drop it. So that's what happened, and that was rough. That was rough because then I got pulled down in the depth chart. Like it was bad. Like it made me feel like But also that day I showed I could catch punch really well. So that's when I earned my rep as the punt returner. And so that worked. That worked. Now I met some good guys there. I maintained some relationships there, which was dope. There's a real funny piece of this story. All right. And I keep going off on tangents, but I need you to get everything that comes with this thing. So, one of the funny parts about the story is, again, for those who don't know, I'm a Philly dude. I was born in North Philly. All right. Those from Philly understand when I say North, they know what that means. We don't say North, we say North. So, and I got to, obviously you see, got red hair. I'm a short dude. I'm fair skinned. So, growing up, I got picked on from time to time, but it taught me how to fight. It taught me how to be aggressive. Taught me how to speak up for myself. So, that's what ended up happening. Matter of fact, hold on. Why am I not recording this? So it taught me how to defend myself, speak up for myself. That was mandatory for me. So, but at this point in time, this is 2-3 years ago. I'm a fully grown man. So while I'm in the spring league, there was a guy there. And I didn't recognize what he was trying to do until maybe day 3. So one day we're in line. The guy literally comes in the line. He bumps me just a little bit, though. I ain't paying no mind. I mean, it's tight squeeze. A bunch of big guys. Whatever. Then one day we're in practice. And he kind of elbows my helmet. Now, when you got your helmet on, a lot of stuff don't feel like what it might be. Right? When you got a helmet on, if somebody slapped you in the back of your helmet, you almost don't feel it. Right? So, and then at another point, I'm writing. He's sitting next to me in the film room. I'm writing something, and he smacks my pen. Doesn't smack hard, he just taps it. So I don't know if the dude had a crush on me. I don't swing that way. Nothing wrong with people that do. Or he was trying to impose his will upon me. But when I realized it, I got the concussion from that hit. So I thought that was interesting because here we are. I'm fully, bro, we're all grown. I don't even peep you trying to do that because my mind is not there. My mind is all on football. Impress the scouts, make plays, do your thing. So anyway, let's get back to the football thing. So we got 2 meals a day. I was hanging out with Rel a lot. I was out there talking with my mom. But there's also another caveat we got to talk about. This happened. I went to the spring league. I think it was like the first week of March. First or second week of March. COVID, the outbreak happened like before I came home. So the COVID outbreak happened before I came home. So I'm coming home. When I got the concussion, my mom calls me, "Hey, baby, you got to get home because they're not letting people fly back." This is when COVID first took off, and so yeah, I mean, when I said that was crazy, that was insane. But I got home. But so let's get back to the moment and the question in time, the point in time. Like I said, I made some good plays. I got comfortable. I was excited. I couldn't wait for that next day of practice. But when I got hurt, that was it. That was all she wrote. Now, for me, what they should have done, in my opinion, in my most humble opinion, right? In my most humble opinion, what they should have done when he injured me with a dirty play was he should have missed the rest of the spring league. No ifs, ands, or buts. There is no way where you can justify he gets to end someone else's spring league opportunity 3 days prior, and he gets to maintain his, and he gets to maintain his with no penalty. Now, my thing is, I'm used to hits. I'm a football player. I've been hit a lot of times. I've taken some big hits. A lot of stuff has happened to me on the football field. I don't mind a big hit. I don't mind a big hit. I don't mind a big clean hit. If you make a play to me, you make a big play on me, tag me, whatever, that's fine. I really don't care. I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that. I'm literally okay with that. I'm not okay with dirty hits. I'm not okay with dirty hits. And for me, that's what that was. It was a dirty hit. Had we been in the NFL, had there been anything else, he would have been suspended for multiple games. He would have been suspended for multiple games. He'd have lost. He'd have got fined. And the fact that the spring league did not protect me is the reason why I ended up not returning, because I was invited for another game after that. You know, that happened. I ended up not being able to return. And then actually, it was that, and also COVID was still kicking up when they brought me back, or tried to bring me back. So I wasn't protected. But why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this event, the spring league that occurred? Well, it's pretty simple for me. The reason I brought it up is it's something that I need all streamers, all athletes, all entertainers, all content creators, everybody in between to know you got a choice. You have a legitimate choice. You don't have to stay in any situation. It's not you don't have to. There's a choice involved. And trust me. I know my options are from a lot of standpoints are limited. I'm a Philly dude. Both my parents were drug addicts. Like everything that you don't want to happen happened to me at one point or another. So I have a lot of excuses to do things and not be a part of things and feel like I'm trapped, but there's always a choice. And I made the choice to not go back to that league. Now that league is no longer around as the spring league. I think there's something totally different now, by name at least. But I had to make a choice. Did I want to go back to the spring league and prove myself? Absolutely. Was I healthy? Absolutely. I was good. The concussion didn't last long. I mean, I couldn't play for the first time, but I was able to, like 4 or 5 months later, I was okay. So what needs to be stated is that you have a choice. I understood that I had a choice, so I made mine. And I hope that you guys, no matter how pressured you are, you can make a choice. Don't never feel like you don't have a choice. Always understand that there's a choice. There's a choice. There's an outlet. There's a way out. You're never forced. You don't ever want to be forced. You want to always be honest. You want to always be transparent. You want to exercise your truth. But do I regret it? No, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. But would I have been more vocal about it then and there? Yeah, I would have. But there's politics and everything. There's politics and all that stuff, man. So I think it's important to understand that, recognize that, and move accordingly. You can't just jump out the window on things. You got to know that there's politics, there's rules, there's obligations, all kinds of stuff. So at the time, I did what I thought was right for that time being. But if I was to have a son and he ends up in that situation, I would let him know that he has a choice. You know, we all have a choice, and I think that's what this whole little blog was about. Me going live was about, was that I had a choice and I made it. Which I just saw right there was my music video Serenity, which is out now on YouTube. Go check it out. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. But yeah, so I had a choice. I exercised that choice, and I did what I thought was right. And hopefully you guys do the same. You know, so with that being said, unless y'all got any questions for me in the chat, I'm gonna check out of here. I did a 3.5 hour stream earlier, Warzone. So unless you guys got any other questions for me, you know, I'll check out and I'll be back on tomorrow. Man. Peace and blessing to everybody. You guys are wonderful. I'm working hard, trying to keep this thing going. I'll say this, it's very hard to stick with it when you don't know the outcome. When sometimes you got one viewer in the chat, like I have one viewer right now. or sometimes you have 30 or 40 or 200 viewers. You gotta remember, at some point, all those people who are big time were small. Keep that in mind before you go ahead and jump out the window and say it's not fair. Keep it up. Keep working. We all got a choice. Peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you.